Now we are going to see the numerical Python NumPy library we are going to see. So we are going to see why we are going for this NumPy, what is the difference between a NumPy and the list, okay, how it is better than that, why we need it for the data analysis, everything we are going to see now. The main purpose we are going for this NumPy library is to provide high performance multi-dimension array. Okay, so when it comes to the array concept itself, we are having like single dimension, two dimension, and then multi-dimension features are there. Mostly we will be dealing with one dimension, two dimension, maximum three dimension we will go. More than that, it will be very difficult to handle. And also, uh, we can use the same thing in list, but when you are doing it in the list, it will be very more complicated, time consuming, as well as it will take lot of memory as well. So to avoid all these things, we are going for this NumPy library, and this particular NumPy library is built from the C programming language. Okay, so it will be much faster when compared to a normal list. Okay, we will see the comparison of NumPy and then list. So first is NumPy occupies less memory compared to the list. Then NumPy is much faster than list. Then NumPy is easier than list. Okay, lot of complicated operation we are doing in the Python can be done very simply, like adding to number, how simple it is. Similar way we can perform array operation. Okay, we can add two arrays, we can perform various operation in a simple method. That is why NumPy is very easier and very faster, and also it consumes very less memory. Okay, let us see the NumPy array programs. Okay, what all the NumPy array programs are there? We will see one by one. Okay, so whatever libraries we are going to see in the upcoming sessions, those libraries will not be available by default in our Python program. Okay, unless you are using the Anaconda. Uh, Remaining places you have to install those library, then only you can able to import it into your program and you can able to use it. Okay, if you are using Anaconda Lite, or if you are using Google Colab for the first time, if you are using a normal Python ideally, there and all you have to install them first, then only you can able to use it. So to install it, if you are using Google Colab or Anaconda itself, if you are using and if you want to install it, means in the cell itself, you can simply give this particular line, pip install whatever library you are going to install. Here, if I'm going to install NumPy, I have to give NumPy. If I'm going to install pandas, means I have to give pandas. So whatever the library name, actual name is, that we have to pass it here. So this pip is nothing but a Python package manager where all the libraries, official libraries will be stored. So we can able to install them at any point of time. Okay, if you are using Google Colab and if this line is not properly getting executed, then simply what you can do is we can add exclamatory mark in front of that particular line. So it will automatically will start executing. Sometimes, sometimes if you are doing some project, okay, already existing project you are doing, and in that project they are mentioning, okay, you have to use NumPy, this particular version only you have to use, like that they are mentioning means, and you want to install that particular version into your program. Then simply what you can do is pip install NumPy. We have to mention the version also equal to, and then what version you want to install. Suppose I want to install 1.10.2, anything. Okay, version will change time to time. I'm just specifying on random version. If this particular version exists, then automatically it will start installing that particular version. Okay, so in this way also we can able to install our library. So after installing, usually it will ask you to restart your kernel. Okay, if it is already installed in your system, you don't need to run this again and again, and it will return an output like requirement satisfied. Like that, it will return you the output. So if you are getting like this, means you don't need to install them again. So how to find that whether that particular package or library is installed or not in my program is directly we can give the import statement. You can give the import statement and you can check if it is throwing error means then you have to install it. If it is not throwing any error, then simply you can start proceeding with your program. Okay, to find that, what you have to do is simply you can give import space and the library name. Okay, if you are giving the library name and you are running that particular line alone, if already exists means without any error, it will execute. If not exists means it will return error. So you can start using that pip install method to install the library. Then you can proceed with it. So here, if you see means I have given import space numpy space as np. So what this as np means is we are giving some alias name to this particular library. We are giving some short name to this particular library. So later in our program, once we have given like this means wherever we want to give it as numpy, we have to replace it with np. Okay. That is what I have done in the next line. I have created an array. So to create an array in the NumPy, we have to give np dot array. Okay, here if I have not mentioned this as np means we have to give numpy dot array. Okay, if you are checking the documentation or other things means there they might have given a numpy, or if they have also used the np means you can also directly copy and paste that program, it will work. Suppose in the program they have given numpy and you have given alias name. Okay, it is not necessary you have to give np only. Okay, suppose if you are giving another different name, if you are planning to give ny nm, like that if you are changing means same thing you have to follow in the entire program. To avoid confusion only, what we are doing is we are going for the universal method. Okay, universally we shortly call numpy as np. So I am creating an array np dot array open and close bracket, and then I am passing the values in square bracket. So we have to put square bracket and we have to pass all the values. So this is known as the single dimension array. Okay, only one dimension it is going to have. So when you say two dimension, single dimension means row wise it is going to be there. When you say two dimension, it will be going to be in the form of rows and columns. Okay, accordingly we will pass the value. So if you want to create a multi-dimension array, again array we have given open bracket, close bracket, C bracket we have given. Then in the single square bracket, okay, always we have to give the single square bracket. Inside that we have to pass row wise. Okay, first square bracket I have given four values, comma. Then in the second C bracket I have given another four values. So it will consider it as two rows. Okay, when I try to run that program, if I'm trying to print with the B, then you can able to see the output. Output is not coming the same line, it is coming next line. Even if I give it in square bracket or if I give it in a C bracket, the output it will come in the square bracket only. So this is considered as row 1 and this one will be the row 2. Similarly for column, vertically we will call it as column and horizontally we call it as row.